And again, I want to start out by recognizing the railroads that have done their jobs, which is the majority of them, at least heading in the right way, particularly the Class 1s. So I want to start there. At the same time, as I sit here, you've heard the chairman say several times, we've asked for years now, people come to him and tell us what they need. No one has. No one came and said we needed, extra time. No one came and said we needed extra money. And the FRA didn't come and say we need more people. So I sit here thinking there's no reason that we should have anybody in this situation. And I sit here and I look at it. I think it is incredibly unfair to the railroads who have done their job to allow those that have not to escape this. The permanent exception you gave to somebody is unacceptable, and I believe if there's ever an accident on that line, that permanent exemption will be thrown out by a court of law because there was no authority to do it. Simple. And when that happens, somebody at the FRA is going to be held to blame. May not be you, it'll be somebody. And if it happens again, we've got another one coming in looking for an exemption because they don't have any money. Every railroad in the country could have made that excuse, yet they didn't. They came in and said, okay, we have money, we'll do this, we'll reprioritize our spending. And to sit here and say to somebody they have no money, here's my answer. On line 7 of your written response, Mr. Pettori, you say you imposed the maximum civil fine on 13 railroads of $27,904. Thank you. But you also say it's a one-time fine. 11 lines above that, you also say you could assess that fine for every day they're not in compliance. $27,000 one time is not the maximum fine. It's $27,000 per day, per railroad, every day. And that money could be then used to help those, including the ones who are fined, to actually reprioritize their spending. I got to tell you, I have zero sympathy for the handful of companies that haven't done anything. None. And I've said it before and I'll say it again. It's only a matter of time until the next accident happens and someone dies. We've got NTSB, I believe your numbers were 29 deaths and $190 million. How much is a life worth? Apparently it's $190 million. Well, guess what? That's not near what my wife is worth, not near worth what my children are worth. Maybe you don't value your families as much as I do. And again, I don't think anybody wants to. It's a business decision. The FRA has the authority, and if you don't have the authority, you should come to us, even today, and say, we don't have the authority to do this, we don't have enough people to do that, whatever it is, and we'll do our best to help you. But unless you do that, we have to presume you've got what you need. I also have to presume, since you've done it in your previous life, you know how important this is. There's no excuse not to do it. And where's the sympathy coming? How are you supposed to look at one of the Class 1 railroads who've done this, spent millions of dollars doing this? They didn't really want to do it, but they were told they had to. They finally realized, okay, we got to do it. Let's get over it. How do you turn to them and say, thank you for doing what you did. Thank you for reprioritizing your spending. But you over here, Music City, New Mexico rail runner, doesn't matter. You can go right ahead, keep killing people. It's totally unacceptable. I don't think you're going to find anybody on this side of the table who's going to accept that responsibility. I don't think you're going to find anybody that comes January, the next rail accident that happens after January, that they're going to sit here and say, not a big deal. And that's fine if that's what you want to do. I also think you got lawsuits coming. You got lots of lawsuits coming. And maybe in my next life, maybe I'll go back to practicing law so I can take a third of that fee. It's going to cost a fair amount of money. And you know what? There isn't a single person that I know of that wants a penny of it. They don't want to lose their loved ones. So again, I'm going to end where I started. I want to thank the companies that have done their job. I know it wasn't easy. I know some of them had to be pushed kicking and screaming. And again, I'm not trying to be a perfectionist here. I get there'll be some extensions. That's okay within reason. But there's a couple of companies that haven't done anything. And we've been down that rail before, and it's wrong. And I don't think this Congress is going to accept it any longer. I apologize for the rant, but what the hell? That's what I do. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Capuano. Mr.